Greetings everyone, this is Ryan, and in this video we're going to talk about my audio setup for my mobile live streams. We'll go from where I began and then where my setup is now. And the period of time is really not that far apart, but again, experimenting with different things, I've learned preferences that I prefer. So the base of everything that I use and everything that I mobile live stream is my Samsung Galaxy Tab S9 Plus. And then when I wanted to add my audio commentary during the streams, I started using this Hart Just Combo. And this works really well. It's a small form factor, uses very little power. You can actually connect this to your tablet, direct to the tablet, but I preferred to power this with a USB power pack, power bank, a very small one. It didn't take too much power, and then powered it that way. This has 3 audio inputs, a line in. You could also Bluetooth in audio into it. Has a microphone setup with phantom power, either 1.5 volts or 48 volts. And then it had an auxiliary input, and then the master volume. It also has an out, and then a headphone out as well. And then you could control the volume of the headset volume right here. How I connected it was I had to connect up a dongle. So this piece right here is a USB splitter, and I used this so I could keep power to the tablet and also have audio in as well, which is the headset. You don't necessarily need this, but I used it for long tournaments. A couple, 2 or 3 game days, my tablet would almost be out of power, so this was the solution I came up with, was to power it with one of these dongles, or at least give it somewhat of a chance. But with that, all I needed was actually this USB-C to 3.5 millimeter TRRS audio adapter. And the reason why it needed to be TRRS was for the simple fact that that's how the tablet gets microphone, or how microphone audio gets into the tablet. Was the rings had a mic out, and then 2 other rings were a part of the left-right audio. So that's where the TRRS and TRS adapter comes into play, and the TRS plugged into this part of the dongle, and then I plugged it into the head. You probably can't see it very well. It's a headphone icon with the mic. Plugged it into the side, and then I plugged this into the tablet. And then I plugged this into the Just Combo out. And this is really the same way I do with all these setups, just changes just a little bit how it works. But I use this. I'm singularly streaming audio commentary during the games. This works really well. I came up with a 3D print, a little holder for this, that would hold the battery pack on the back side of it, and then I could plug it directly in, and then I could just kind of hang it on my little mounts, or something like that. So just how I set it up, it was very custom, but this can get messy really quick with all the audio cables, but that's how I overcome it, was with 3D printing. But this was where I started with getting the audio commentary. It was a lot of trial and error. So then, more recently, I started adding a second person to come in and do audio with me, or do commentary with me, one of the parents on the team. So I found this. This is, again, from maker Hart, and it's the Just Mic 4, and it too has phantom power for microphones, either 1.5 volts or 48 volts, which is what you need for this headset and this headset where I started from. This was a very cheap headset. All it does, it just put the mic in front of me. Kept, helped me. Has a little foam windshield. Sometimes it worked, sometimes it wasn't. More of a pop thing, but I used that, and it worked really well. And one of the reasons, not the only reason, one of the reasons why I switched to a headset was because some people couldn't see this and see me talking and come up and would ask me questions during the stream, which I don't mind. I don't mind answering questions, but if we're in the middle of a play, I don't want to be rude, but I'm trying to call plays, and they just didn't see that's what I was doing. So I switched to this headset, which is just a cheap gaming headset, very similar to this, except for I could now hear myself talk. And then I bought a second one, and I could plug 4 microphones into this, and then an output. You could do left to right, you could do audio left to right side, but I always kept it mono in the middle. You can adjust your volumes and your master volume. You could mute your microphones. This also was powered by a micro USB to a battery bank. This does not, well, yes it does. It does. You can directly connect it to your tablet or other computer device, but you had 4 mic inputs, 1 output. There's your first mic input, and then your audio. And what I was using with this was this dongle that came with, sorry about that, with the headphone setups. Again, it's just a gaming headset, computer headset, and then I would plug the microphone into here and the headset audio into here. Now, why I changed from here was the output. I could not control the microphone out, or the headset output to hear it very well. So to hear myself and to hear my colleague who was talking, it didn't work very well. But otherwise, this works really well for on the go, really small, compact, portable audio source or mixer. So when I ditched this shortly after, I found something that I really liked, which was the Zoom PodTrak. Let me get this set back up. The Zoom PodTrak P4. Found this, was very curious about it, and did a lot of research about it. So the one thing, if you notice right here, this is a I can't remember what it's called, but it is a 3-port mic input that you would see on XLR input. Has 4 XLR inputs. So you could buy the really expensive broadcast headsets with the XLR mic input. They also had 3mm headset, input for the microphone or for the headsets. But I didn't want to spend $400 on a set of microphone headsets on something that wasn't really going to be around for an extended period of time. You know, youth baseball is very finite. So I happened to stumble across these Movo FXLR-PROs. This Zoom PodTrak P4 does have phantom power as well. And it's very, which you need for these headsets, or for any headset whatsoever with the microphones. You need the phantom power. This is, I believe, it will do 48 volts as well as 1.5. I think it does it automatically. It knows what it needs to send out. But I had to get an adapter. Well, I found an adapter, but didn't realize that the adapter I had did not allow phantom power for the microphone. So I stumbled across these that Movo makes, and it solved my problem. This Zoom has microphone. You can adjust the microphone input and the output to the microphone headsets. This allowed me to hear my colleague, control the volume directly, and then input it the same way I did with the other two, except for this doesn't have a dedicated audio out because it's designed to record podcasts or whatever. It's actually designed to record. So what I did was I did some searching, found somebody on the internet, same setup that I had with the previous ones with this dongle, and I plugged it into a spare headset output, and I control all the audio that comes in on the head, from the mics, and into the Movo Multicam, into the Samsung Galaxy Tab S Plus. The other nice thing about this was this has, I could mute my audio, and then I also had 4 little pad buttons to record. I have music, paid advertisements that I pre-recorded onto the SD card that you put into here, and just with the touch of a button I could play that audio and pre-record messages or whatever I wanted to do in 4 little spots. That was completely awesome. I loved every minute of that. You can also do with Movo Multicam. You could probably do something really similar to that now that you can do video overlays with the additions of Movo Multicam functionalities that they have right now. But definitely, for this to work into the pad and then your audio microphone into the Zoom PodTrak P4, you needed these Movo FXLR-PROs that allow phantom power. You needed. This was the only thing I could find that would suit that need, that fixed that problem that I had connecting the microphones up. So you definitely need these. It's the only ones I could find of these, and everything that I have here, except for the tablet, will have affiliate links listed in the description below, and you can help me out just a little bit by clicking those links and buying from Amazon. I get a very, very small commission, but it does help me improve my live streams and to test other equipment out there. So that's what's really neat about this. Read more into it. If you have any questions, hit me up in the comments. Oh, I almost forgot. I started incorporating wireless microphones into my setup, as well as these mini shotgun mics. So I started with the mini shotgun mics on the cameras, and the cameras would feed the audio back to the pad, which was fine, works perfectly well. But I couldn't hear that audio. There's a delay when you connect directly up to the tablet. There's a slight delay between what actually goes out, or what actually comes in and then back out. So that was when I tried to do talk during live streams, the delay would throw me off, and I had to abandon that. So that's the other reason why I bought this. But I like to hear myself, and I like to hear the audio, control the audio directly. So I hear what you're hearing on the live stream, so you're hearing what I'm hearing as well. So I took these and removed it from the camera inputs. This is a miniature stereo shotgun mic I've been experimenting with. It's okay. But anyway, back to that. I started using these transmitters. Now this is a Hollyland Lark 150. It's a little outdated. There's some stuff out there that's much more updated. But these Hollyland Larks allowed you to plug in a 3.5 millimeter jack into these microphones. Again, these are TRS connections, and a little different from what we used to than the dongle that I had in there that we talked about. But you only have to transmit audio into these. So I started using these, and then I connected it up. I connected the control box into the Zoom, so the ambient audio I could hear and control as well. I could turn it up, turn it down. If I needed, if I needed to mute it, if I need to mute it right away because something's going on, or there's coaches yelling and saying things that they shouldn't say, I could do that as well. So that's what I started using. The only downside to this is the power consumption and how long how long audio you can use audio from these. These are battery operated. I have been able to get through 2 games, pushing 3 probably with this. I just have to watch, have to be mindful of when I turn it on and when I turn it off, between games, and make sure that I do that. So that's the only downside to this, and you cannot power them externally. So sometimes I can use it, sometimes I don't. I 3D printed a little microphone holder for it, so if I wanted to do a interview with somebody like on the bench or a parent or something like that with a hat, which I haven't really done yet, I've got a little holder, and you can talk back and forth. This design was on one of the 3D print sites. It was free. It was free to download, and I printed it, and it was specifically for the Hollyland Lark 150, and holds it on there pretty good. So, but that's the other important part of my setup, is the ambient audio that these shotgun mics pick up. If you haven't got one, I would totally invest in one of these and get it, and whether it be the Movo or the Rode or whatever that's out there, these little mini shotguns will reduce your chatter behind the fence. Parents who like to sit behind the fence and gossip or say interesting things. This doesn't completely eliminate it, but it does dampen it down quite a bit. That was the other reason why I wanted to control the ambient, was if I heard conversations that probably shouldn't be going over the live cast, that's where I go. That was why I entered, so I could turn it down and mute it. So if you have any questions, please feel free to hit me up in the comments, and I'll answer your questions the best I can. And Thank you for watching the video, and we'll see you again